Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P. And my MVP, billion-dollar co-host, Miss Shannon Finch. This is episode 141 for the YouTube channel, or for the audio version, season 2, episode 41. The links for the audio version are right down there below. It's on basically all the platforms for audio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Spotify, Radio, basically anywhere you get your podcasts and stuff from. Underneath of that is myself, Shannon, and Dave's social media platforms. Dave working late tonight again, so we'll see if he'll be on next week. Get that money, big fella. Like I said, I have everything. Shannon has Facebook, Twitter, and IG. David, Facebook and IG.
Mhm.
So today we're gonna preview as always on Thursday. Uh, we're on Monday night. We're on prime time again. This is our full prime time game.
Mhm.
So we always start off with our coaching matchup. So let's get right into it. So Shannon, who has the edge in this matchup as far as head coaches between the two Harbaugh brothers?
Well, this one was kind of tough for me to make a decision on initially, because I can make the argument that it's John Harbaugh. He's been with the same team for 17 years. That doesn't happen often in most leagues. He's experienced success, a lot of success during that time as well. Won a Super Bowl, won Coach of the Year, went through total roster changes, and still has had success with his team. And then you look at Jim. His impact is felt everywhere he goes. From college to the pros, you see the success that he's has. Like John, he's a culture changer. I feel like John changed the culture when he came in 2008, and I feel like when Jim goes places, he also changed the culture. Like I said, in college and the professionals. He has been to the Super Bowl, lost to his brother. He won a national championship in college. So when you look at it, and like both teams has won 7 games right now. And it's like I can take those things and say they cancel each other out when I'm thinking about the coaches. And then in that sense, I give the slight edge to Jim Harbaugh. And that's because I feel like he can make and does make a very important impact with the most important player on a football team, which is a quarterback. Him being a former quarterback, he knows how to talk to him. He knows how to help them gain the confidence that they need. So like I said, overall, as I was thinking about them, I feel like a lot of things can be made and makes them even. But when they all cancel each other out, I'll give Jim Harbaugh the slight edge.
Uh, I'm actually gonna give the slight edge to John. I've been critical of him as of late, but like you said, Jimmy go wins everywhere he goes. Like I say, turned the 49ers around, got them to the Super Bowl, three straight NFC Championship games in Michigan. I don't say struggled because he always had a decent team, but he couldn't beat Ohio State, and then finally got over that hump, and then won a
Hmm.
national championship. Now turned around a Chargers team that were underachieving, due to a head coach that just didn't fit what they needed, and they're 7-3. It's the best they looked in since 2021.
Hmm.
Uh, it's the consistency that John has. Like you said, he's been there 17 years, and he always has to stay competitive. Like when we're fully healthy with no injuries, we're gonna probably be in the playoffs. So, but you gotta give a slight edge to John.
Hmm.
All right, quarterback matchups. Two young guns, Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert. Who else that, Shannon?
Um, I'll give it to Lamar. I think Lamar has all the hardware needed for a quarterback, but I actually do like Justin Herbert. I think he's one of the top young quarterbacks in the league. He just hasn't had a lot of team success. But when it comes to playing the position, I don't think there's many that can play it better than him. But I will give it to Lamar.
Mm. Same Lamar, like you said, two-time MVP, won MVP league MVP. Could possibly win it again. Like a lot of people said, one bad game, in their opinion, shouldn't hurt his case. So at the very least, he'll be in the running for or nomination at the very least.
Hmm.
Like you said, Herbert, multiple 5,000-yard passes season. Like you said, now a lot of team success only went to the playoffs once when they had the collapse against Jacksonville. But yeah, he's a gunslinger, but just gotta give it to Lamar because of the body of work, and we've seen Lamar make still make something out of nothing with with not having all the weapons in years past, which he does now. So
Hmm.
that gotta give it to Lamar. All right, the running back. Some of our old friends over there, in the Chargers. J.K. Thomas, Gus Edwards, Isaiah Spiller for the Chargers, Ravens, Big Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell. Where's that, Shannon?
Um, I'm calling it tie because I have the utmost respect for the running backs over there with the Chargers, J.K. and Gus. I like our running back core. I've said that most times throughout the year when you have a guy like Derrick Henry, that'll make your running back core better than a lot of teams. But I do look forward to the the day that Keaton Mitchell gets more involved with the offense. But right now I'm just going to call it a tie.
And I get why you said that, Shannon. I really do. And I love me some Justin Gate and some J.K. and Gus. But I still got to go with the Ravens for sure. Derrick Henry, man. Him alone, damn near, is going to out rushing both of them. Then, like I said, you sprinkling Justice Hill contribution, and then once Keaton Mitchell fully, get in the swing of things, and then Pat Ricard too, because he's a part of the backfield. So yeah, I got to go with the Ravens. All right, wide receivers. Let's go up the charts. We got Lab McConkey, the rookie out of Georgia. He played for Todd Monken. Jalen Rager, former Eagle. Yes. Who else we got here? Quentin Johnson, who's starting to come along in the second year. Darius Rice. I'm sorry, Darius Davis. Josh Palmer, DJ Chalk for us. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, Deontay Johnson, Tylen Wallace. Who has the edge right there? Oh, and then I'm sorry, I forgot that Hayden Hurst, Tucker Fish for the Chargers, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, Charlie Colar. Who has that shot? And the wide receivers and tight ends.
I'm going Ravens, and I do like the Chargers rookie lad. I think he's playing pretty well. And shout out to Hayden Hurst, another former Raven playing over there. But I'm going Ravens with that group.
Yeah, definitely Ravens because they is top five in receiving and they like in the top 15. And Andrews is probably in the top tier of the tight end. Like I said, Nelson Aguilar makes his plays when he gets involved. Tylen Wallace, he's starting to contribute more. And I do believe, and Deontay Johnson is gonna contribute. You get traded mid season. You got to figure some things out, and
Hmm.
so he's gonna make some fair share plays for us. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens as well. All right, the offensive line. You got Rashawn Slater, Zion Johnson, Bradley Bozeman, another former Raven, Trey,
Hmm.
another Georgia guy, and Joe Oat, the big rookie out of Notre Dame. The Ravens, you have Ronnie Stanley, Patrick McCarry, who's getting a bunch of penalties, Tyler Underball, Daniel Fahalehe, and Roger Rosenblatt, who has the edge.
I call this one tie as well. The Chargers were ranked 10th. The Ravens are ranked 11th.
Yeah,
Both teams are playing rookie right tackles who are playing pretty well. Both teams have pretty good left tackles. Like you said, they have my guy Bosman over there. We have Linderbaum. Both teams have dealt with injuries and had to move guys around. I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie when you just try to rate the groups, as a whole.
I'm gonna give a slight edge to the Chargers because Rashawn Slater and Joe Oat, man, that combo gonna be together for the next 10 years. And Zion Johnson is better than Patrick McCarthy to me, so I'm gonna give the slight edge to the Chargers. Now I'm going to the defense. Both teams play. We're gonna start with the Chargers with their interior defensive line. Morgan Fox, Otito, Aguinilla, I guess that's how you say his name. Tyre Todd, going forward, Justin Aboybe, I think that's how you say his name, and Scott Matlock. And for the Ravens, you got Roger Washington, Namdi Matabike, I hate that shit.
Mhm.
Travis Jones, Chris Wormley, Josh Tatupio, and and Brent Urban because Michael Paris is out right now. Who has the edge in the interior?
I said Ravens. I think the Ravens have the edge in that.
I'll go with the Ravens as well because those guys right there, like Roger Washington had a sack, Brent Urban always contributing with a sack or pass breakup. Travis Jones been balling, and Chris Werman and Josh Tupou been filling in pretty good. So now the linebackers, like I said, some people play 3-4. We will include the edge rushers too. For the Chargers, you have Tupatulio. Bosa looked like he's really questionable. Inside linebackers, Dion Henley, Nick Neiman, there's no permit for Miami Hurricane, the U. Troy Dye, Khalil Mack, but the pretty look like he's questionable. Chris Rump from Duke and the Ravens. You have Daffy Oway, Cal Van Noy, Roquan Smith as of now. I don't know if he can play or not. I don't know if you saw anything for us that regard. If you did, then
Mm-mm. Not
Malik,
yet.
yeah, Malik Harrison. Let's see, David Ajabo, Tavius Robinson. So who has the edge in that linebacker?
Um, I actually called it a tie. Because the Chargers been dealing with a lot of injuries with that group. Now we have Roquan hurt. I think if everything was even across the board, everybody was healthy, I would probably go Chargers because I feel like they have more guys on their front that can be game wreckers and game changers that we always talk about needing on the defense up front. And the Ravens linebackers have had moments this year where we're questioning where they are, what they're doing. So like I said, if it was even across the board, everybody healthy, I would go Chargers. But because of what's going on right now, I'm just going to say it's high. I don't necessarily think anybody has an edge, and if we don't have Roquan, we're going to be in for a long day.
I'm gonna go the same. I'm gonna go Ty. Say because I don't think Khalil Mack and Bosa that right there they're better than any pass rusher we got. On the outside,
Hmm.
close. Falls from a talent, maybe the numbers, maybe we might be better this year, maybe but from a talent aspect, it's definitely not. But I'll go for you. I'm gonna go for Ty.
Hmm.
The secondary, they got some guys beat up. We mixing and matching. Back there. Cam Hart, you got Asante Samuel James on IR. You got Derwin James, Louis Gilman, Christian Fulton, Elijah Molden, and Jasir Taylor and Tahee Steele and Dayon Leonard. Ravens. I'm gonna look at the current depth chart. Ravens, Darius Washington now took on a starting safety role. You got Cal Hamilton, strong safety who's been nursing injuries, but looks like he's gonna play. Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, Brandon Stevens, Arthur Millette, Troy Davis, White, Eddie Jackson, Sadusky Kane, Marcus Williams, Bo Braid, Jalen Lama Davis. Who has the edge?
I think the Ravens have the edge. We both have always liked our secondary and guys back there, but for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason they couldn't figure it out. And it looks like they may have figured it out last week. So I'm going Ravens, but I do like Derwin James though.
Yeah, Devin is a beast. Florida State kid. Ravens as well. Like I said, we just got more healthy guys back then now. And saying like now, we meant to imagine some things. You know, going to seem like things are going to turn for the right direction.
Hmm.
After not out on a touchdown, so that's a good sign. So yeah, Ravens. All right, let's go special teams. For the Ravens, you got Justin Tucker, Jordan Stout, Nick Moore, Tyler Wallace. Chargers, Cameron Dicker, pretty good kicker. J.K. Scott, Darius Davis, and long snapper Josh Harris. Who has the advantage in special teams?
I'm going Chargers right now. And the Ravens are having identity crisis on special teams, so I'm going Chargers.
I'm going Chargers as well. It's just that simple. Justin Tucker stinks this year. Jordan Stout stinks this year. Nick Moore stinks. The whole special teams. Like I said, Chris Horton, whoever the hell special teams for him, Horton, he stinks. Harbaugh stinks. Regardless, special teams, period. Like the Wolf Pack was special, but now we got the little cow pack. So, it's the Ravens.
Oh my God.
All right. Now for our very first topic, is always one of the ones I add in here. How would Todd, Drunken Monken, attack the Chargers defense?
Um, I think that we should look to feature the run game early, because I feel like we it would benefit us to have more manageable second and third downs. The Chargers defense are number two in third down defense, which means that they get you off the field in that moment. I think it'll benefit us to try to get off to a fast start and have a lead. We haven't played with a lead in a while, it seems like. But because the Chargers are so great on third down, that could limit the opportunities that we get on the field. But if we do get a chance to move down the field, then we still got to be even more efficient because they're they were number two in what is it? They're number two in red zone defense and first in scoring defense. So even once you get across the field and get in that area, you still might have an issue with getting in the end zone. So I feel like every pass doesn't have to be the long ball. I kind of felt that way last week looking at Lamar, like everything just seemed to be a bomb instead of maybe taking what they may have given him. But I do think there are plays to be made on his secondary. So we just got to cut back on the penalties offensively because that's really what's killing a lot of these drives. But ultimately, establish the run often and early. Try to get more manageable downs and score. Like have the mentality to be aggressive and score so that we can play with the lead.
Okay. First, you gonna trip off this. First, keep him off. Keep him on a 2 drink minimum first. That's first and foremost, so he can play
Mm-hmm.
about it. And hopefully, don't see Arnold Schwarzenegger, nobody in LA, and then get drinking. Then we're in trouble. We keep on a 2 drink minimum. That's first and foremost. All right, now to the actual football stuff. Feed Derrick Henry. It's just that simple. And Shannon
Mm-hmm.
Sharp, all the guys was talking about it, said, on all the wins, he has 20 carries and the losses, 13 carries. It's like this trying to preserve him bullshit gotta go out the window. I was buying it at first, but now like we're not. See if we were 11-1 or 12-0. You can leave with that a little bit because you're not right. That with the right like that, you're guaranteed to play a spot basically. At 7-4, run him. He said it. He can handle it. I mean, he keeps himself in tip top shape. Feed that.
Mm-hmm.
He release his jersey number every week. I said 22 carries. We got just because we fall behind one score, two scores, do not just completely abandon the run. I hate that shit. Feed,
Mm-hmm.
feed him because everything else gonna take care of itself. That opens up play action. That opens up this and that screens. And then, like I said, make sure Lamar is not getting like rush crazy from like backside blitzes and stuff like that. So dial in some screens, run more RPOs because that puts defenses good, but they don't even keep it. Like you got one of the two best players in the backfield, use it to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Get your tight ends involved. And like I said, get Bateman involved early to get his confidence. Try to find the Alontae Johnson a couple quick passes, so he can get his confidence going. And just keep rolling. Just keep attacking like we've been doing. Like in all the wins, we attack defenses, put them on their heels. So yeah, that's about it as far as that.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one, how will Zach or slow down the Chargers offense?
First stop the run. I root for the Chargers running backs, but I don't want them going off against the Ravens. And one thing we do good is stopping the run, so that needs to be the main focus going into the game. And then you get after Justin Herbert. I mean, the way we were last week, I feel like when you have a showing like that, that means you're capable. So there's no reason to go backwards. As much as we were after Russell Wilson last week, we need to be after Justin Herbert just as much because I feel like he could do a little bit more and hurt you a little bit more than what Russ can um in the passing game. Um, don't have Brandon Stevens on lead. Like I don't know why it seems like every week he ends up on the top wide receiver on the other team. It doesn't work out in our favor. Like we said last week, or like we was talking about Tuesday, he'll be right there, hip to hip with you, but he won't turn his head around. So that's why things balls are always getting completed on him. And when you look at the Chargers offense, I mean, statistically they're pretty mid as far as their stats. but that can depend on what's going on and who was available for them at particular times. But I just feel like this is a day that the defense can be dominant again. And if we do have to go without Roquan, we're going to be vulnerable. So it's going to take everybody to step up because that's we like I said in the middle of the field that's been an issue all season anyway. So then when you lose your anchor to the middle, that makes it even worse. So um, I hope that Roquan can play, but it makes me think about like what happened with Mike Evans. I don't want Roquan to play and then you make the hamstring injury and even worse, and then we don't have you later on in the season. So if we got to play a game next week without him, that's what we just got to do. But I do hope that he's able to play. But yeah, I mean, think about what you did against the Steelers and try to do the same thing.
Yeah, everything you just said, Brandon. The whole Brandon Stevens, he's there, and I laugh at it because it's like you there, but it's like, what does
Turn
that
your
mean?
head around.
Yeah,
Just
that's like
mean he there.
like
He
I like,
dancing.
like I say, it's a pass like a pass rusher almost getting to the quarterback. Who gives a shit if you ain't making a sack or getting a play?
Like we were saying about Owe, right? We was just saying that about him before last week.
He's finishing. So it's a different thing. He's finishing. Well, in the games he does finish. Hopefully he keeps it up and don't go back into his shell. But definitely, like McConkey. I mean, definitely let Brandon Stevens guard Darius Davis or something, or tight end. Have Nate on him or have Marlon on Quentin Johnson because he's a bigger body. DJ Chalk, we'll figure that out. If you could put Brandon Stevens on DJ Chalk, because DJ Chalk is not the same player he used to be. And like you said, if there's no Roquan, we might gotta go base nickel maybe the whole game and put Cal Hamilton in that box, so we can still have that presence, right there, and then just have and then Marcus Williams won't have to get back on the field. It's that simple. I know he's been playing not up to standards, but he's still starting safety. So he might got to play and just might got every might just got to have a sit down with him, feel me? And damn, hold on. Shannon, be back in a second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but basically, like I was saying, Marcus over the top. Put Cal in the box. Like you said, hopefully he gonna have to play. That's no Roquan Smith. It's gonna be pretty tough. So we're gonna need Trenton and Malik Harrison to step up and fill that void. That's if he can't go. So yeah, man, it's waiting for Shannon to come back and everybody gives us a second. Sorry about that. Why they not playing a decent Isaac? That's a good question. He played last week and did a pretty good job. He filled and got some pressures. I think he's still learning the defense. What's up? I know it's you, Don. I know your name. But thank you for saying that, though. Nah, Don. They playing him though. He's getting some pressures off the edge. Um, just got to register in the sacks, and he's stopping the run pretty well. David Ajabo, I'm guessing he's in the doghouse for real. So we'll see what happens with that. We're gonna need him. So Hobbs gotta cut all that doghouse bullshit out. Only person that should be in his doghouse and not is Brandon Stevens. But you definitely gonna need that rotation to keep guys fresh, and I can't wait for Michael Paris to come back. Trying to see if Shannon. Shannon, right? Yeah. Thank you, Shannon. Well, I was like, oh yeah, Cal Hamilton. You might have to play him in yeah, you might have to play him in a base nickel, bring Marcus Williams in, and like I said, and just because he just didn't forget how to play. Maybe have every holler at him, and then rotate Malik Harris and then Clinton Simpson, and just pray for the best. That's if Roquan can't go. So that's it for me. Sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulty. Uh, so now, another the next topic. This is the third meeting between John and Jim. John is 2-0 versus Jim. 2011, we beat them in the regular season on Thanksgiving 16-6. And in the Super Bowl, Super Bowl, 34-31 after having a huge lead, and then the lights cutting off. We are still an unsolved mystery to this day. Um, so does that give the Ravens an edge heading into Monday night game that John has beaten his brother twice?
I don't think so. I don't think it really matters. Because first of all, those games was like what 11, 12 years ago, so doesn't matter. It's not the same team. The game
13.
still got to. Hmm?
So one was 13 years ago and one 12 years ago.
Yeah, so I don't think that matters. The game still got to be played, so I don't think that matters at all.
Good question. I think low key it does for Harbaugh because I think he'll be a little bit more confident, a little bit more, sure himself. Being the older brother, and beating him twice, I think that'll help some. For his sake, for the players, you're right. They got to play because a lot of these players want in the league. So, but for John Harbaugh, it gives him some type of confidence. That way as though he's not going to just be sitting there just staring at the gaze at people. He's actually going to be, making some smart decisions. So I say from a scale of 1 to 10, it's like it gives us an edge of a 5.5. All right, the Ravens are 3-1 in primetime games this season. How much merit do you think their holds hitting into Monday night game, coming off a disappointing loss against the Steelers?
I don't think that matters either. I mean, because it doesn't mean just because we won 3 games that we're going to win that game. So you got to, it's any given Sunday, in this case, any given Monday. Um, so no, I don't think that matters either.
I like you said, I like when we disagree a little bit. It makes for good content. I say yes because, like I said, we've had our best showings, even in loss against the Chiefs. Even with all the problems we had, with O line and defense, whatever, it came down to the very last play. Very last
Hmm.
play. Same with Cincinnati. We were down, we fought our way back. We dominated Tampa Bay besides the last few minutes. So yeah, we just been playing our best football this year on prime time. So and then we smacked the Bills around. So I'm gonna say yes, it does gives us a nice little advantage. Because
Well, what's the advantage though?
we just when everybody's tuned in, we show up, we ready to play. We ain't, we're not gonna get gun shy. Cause some teams get on national television, get on prime time games and get or shit the big. We don't. We come ready to play. And even like I said, when we lost to KC, it came down to the very last snap. So I think it does give us a slight little advantage. All right. Oh, over and under stat lines. Let's go with Lamar Jackson.
I'm
200.
still here. I had to pull up my note, but go ahead because I have to see what I had. Go ahead.
Okay, as long as you still there. Okay. Lamar Jackson, 275 yards total. Over under.
I have him under. I have him at 215 passing and 20 rushing. So that's about 235 total.
That's fair. Like I said, Chargers have a pretty good defense. Um, I'm going to go 275 on the nose, 240 passing, 35 yards rushing.
Hmm.
Derrick Henry, 5 yards rushing over under.
How many did you say?
95.
Um, I'm gonna go over. I think Derrick Henry's gonna be mad. I think that fumble made him mad last week. I think that he wanted to, make amends for that in that game. I think he's gonna come out and run angry, as they say. Um, so I'll give him over. I'll say 100.
I give him slightly over 105. Like you said, he's definitely going to play with a chip on the shoulder. And I think they're going to ride. I think he getting at least 18 and 20 carries because, like I said, that's the formula that works. Like, because now it makes us less predictable. Yes, Lamar's spectacular, but the offense is even more better when it's balanced, when defenses don't know what's coming.
Hmm.
Zay Flowers, 55 yards receiving over under.
You said 65,
55.
55. Zay Flowers. I'm gonna say I'll say over and say 70.
I'm going to go slightly over as well and go 75.
I think that's one of the games he might, show up because he had those couple of games where he had like 100 yards out of 3 or 4 games, something like that, and he hasn't been close to that. Like Derrick Henry, I think he's going to try to be featured and make some plays as well.
It's crazy. Still top five in receivers. So,
Oh yeah, that's and shoot, we not used to that as Ravens fans.
nah, not like that. Outside of the tight ends. Speaking of tight ends, Mark Andrews get and likely Kolar. I'm gonna combine all three of them. 115 yards over under.
I'm gonna say under. I think they can do about combined.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can do about. I'll say about 95 combined because I don't know how often Colo is going to be used. It doesn't seem like he's been, you know, out there a lot, as we've seen him featured other times. But he can get in and get a couple of yards here and there. So I'll say 95 combined.
I'll go 120. I'll go 70 for Andrews, 30 for likely, and 20 for Kolar. Rashad Bateman, 45 yards receiving over.
I'll say under. I'll say about 38.
I'll go over. I'm gonna give him 60. All right, the last one, Justice Hill, total all-purpose yards, rushing and receiving. Let's go 55 over under.
Rushing and receiving. um, I'll say 50. Under 50.
I'll go 30. I'll go 60 and 30 rushing, 30 receiving. All right, time to go on the defensive side of the ball.
Hmm.
Total team sacks. I'll start at 2 over under.
I'm gonna say they have a pretty decent line. You said two. I'll go over and say three. They've been getting about three the past couple of weeks. It seems like.
I'm gonna go for one for OA, one for Metabike, one for Illinois, and one for like I'm gonna go one for Cal Hamilton. Think they'll blitz me. He'll get one. Total team interceptions on defense. We'll start at one over under.
Um, I'll say at one. I'll say one.
I'll I'll go with two. Now that we switched some things up, so I'm gonna go slightly over. We'll go two. The last one, if Roquan plays or Roquan Smith, Trenton Simpson, total combined tackles 16 over under.
Uh, I'll say over and say 18. Um, because I think this might be a game that they'll also look to feature their running backs. Another week playing against former Ravens. So they're going to want to come out and make a statement, and I think that could be a long day for our defensive linemen and linebackers.
Yeah, you're right, because they're going now. The former Ravens on the offensive side of the ball. Last week it was defense, so
Hmm.
now you can actually get at them. So yeah, I'm gonna go 18 as well. 10 for Roquan, 8 for Trent.
Can I say something about this comment here? They put Marcus Williams in the doghouse too. Um, I think he probably should have been in the doghouse. I mean, I don't know, like when they benched him a couple of weeks ago, some fans was acting like they were so upset about that. And I'm like, we've been complaining about him. So why are you mad or surprised that he's benched? Like he wasn't doing enough when he was out there and it didn't matter that, it didn't matter. And then to know that he was basically benched last week as well. And look how well we played. So obviously, like I said, I didn't know if it was a Zach Orr thing or a John Harbaugh decision, but I think it was a great decision to make that change up in the secondary, and there's no offense to him, but we're trying to win. You know what I mean? We can't have you on the field just because you make 20 something million 20 something a year and you're not being productive on the field. Like you got to start holding these guys accountable. Now you can't bench everybody, but I guarantee when they was looking at film, they kind of see who the common denominator is, and that's how you see who didn't even get on the plane to go to Pittsburgh, and you see who didn't play, and they had their best performance of the season. So
Yeah,
it shouldn't even be no surprise
best
that he's in the
performance.
doghouse, huh?
Yeah. I say you think that was the best performance over holding the Bills to 10, but they didn't give up a touchdown, so I kind of guess that kind of gives it a little bit.
Well, because the reason why I'm saying it is because we've been talking about them ever since that game in a negative way. Like the Bills game was the only game that we had to hang our head on. So now you got the Steelers game as well. But
And the Broncos game, I know even though it's rookie quarterback, I get it, but still,
yeah,
they gave up 10
no,
points.
yeah, and he also who was that Bo Nix caught that touchdown on? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not. So yeah, it's like I'm not. So whatever Doug house he's in, he earned it.
Yeah, he put himself there. All right, I have three keys to victory. Go ahead, Shannon.
Let me see. I'm sorry, I gotta keep going on my notes because I had it on my phone. First of all, Justin Tucker, make your field goals. Like, get your mind right. We can't have you out here costing us games, and we know You're gonna go down as that Hall of Fame player. None of that matters right now when you're on the
Mm-hmm.
field missing kicks. Like, we need you to make your kicks. Lamar, we need you to be Lamar. I talked about it on Tuesday. Kind of an issue I have with him when he plays particular teams. I saw a lot of tweets this week kind of proving my point, pointing out a lot of stats. Like I'm not big on stats, so I pull them up and look and use that to make my arguments. But people were posting things showing like he has bad games against particular teams, and it was the Steelers, the Chiefs, and I forget who the third team was. They said Lamar always seems to have poor performances against them. And defense, I need y'all to have the same mindset that you had last week against the Steelers. If you come out with that same mindset and focus, you'll be just as dominant as you were then.
Yeah, but the piggyback off the third team, I don't. What third team was it?
I can't remember. I would have to see. I would have to look for the tweet again. I don't
I'm
know if
trying
it
to think.
said.
I'm just scratching my head to even think who could it possibly be
I
because they
don't know if
don't.
they said it was. Did they say it was the Raiders? I
Can't
think
be.
it might have been a
You only played against them twice in both games.
twice. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they said we
yeah.
owned, and they said we was.
They might
Well,
saying it
the
because
post said it was
we
Owens.
lost for him. Probably maybe
That's
that.
what they. Yeah, they said that he has his worst showings against. Yeah, it was.
But
That's what I
far
think it was
if
because
you
they
look
put up
at
the
the
put up.
statistical performance, he played pretty well both times we played already. We just lost, but you know how I don't know how they're grading that, so
I
I'm
would have to find a tweet to say to show you exactly what they said, but those were the three teams because they also put up the record and was saying when he
it
plays
was
those
what they
teams.
said from that aspect, losing to him because he's 0-2. So I get that, but this ain't like he went out there gets them throwing three picks, but uh, but all in all, everything you said, completely agree. Me, my eyes always stay the same because I always correlate. I protect the football. We had three turnovers last week. Turn the football over. Granted we did hold them to six field goals, but we could have got a turnover or two. They probably wouldn't even got them. Well, some of the field goals, never
Hmm.
know. Score more touchdowns and field goals. Like I said, that means the less chances we got to worry about Justin Tucker, missing field goals if you score more touchdowns. Hell, extra points he was sketchy now, but I'd rather have him do that than kicking a bunch of field goals. So, like I said, mine's always stayed the same. And now the end, the score prediction. Go ahead, Shannon.
Um, I have it being 30-17 Ravens. I think it's a day that the offense will come out and try to make a statement because they know they played poor last week. And I don't think that we usually have weeks where we have a bad showing and come out the next week and we're bad again. Um, Lamar sees was being said about him, so I think that's gonna be motivation for everybody to want to be better. And I also think that our defense gained some sort of confidence with that game that they had last week,
Yeah.
and they found something with the people that they have in the secondary. I do think that it's going to hurt us to not have Roquan, but I have a little faith in our offense this week that we might see the offense that we've seen weeks prior show up because they don't like how it went last week. So that's why I'm saying 30-17. And no disrespect to the Chargers because it can be high scoring like they it was against the Bengals.
Yeah, it could
But
be.
I think we found something defensively, and I feel like our offense is going to be motivated.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, they definitely because, like I said, the one bad Sean, everybody's ready to write them off and just basically walk the award to Josh Allen, which is
Hmm.
like everybody has a bad game. Like you know, like you said, the defense definitely got some confidence going forward, so that helps. Uh, I'm going 38-17. I just because every primetime game minus the Chiefs, we put up at least 30 something points. It's like I said, the Bucks 41, Bengals 35, Bills 35. So it's like a trend. We just
Hmm.
that's why I said what I said about the time. We just live for primetime football this year. So I think the Ravens offense gonna do their thing. Gonna feed Derrick Henry tomorrow. Gonna get back on track, do his thing. His worst game of the year statistically. So yeah,
Hmm.
you know, 38-17 Ravens. Oh well, that's it for today's show. Shannon, you want to make some closing remarks?
I just want to apologize first for the technical difficulties. I don't know what happened, but I did come back, and I just want to say for Ravens fans, the sky's not falling. We lost to the Steelers. It might look like they're going to win the division, but there's still 6 games we played. We don't know what's going to happen for them. We don't know what's going to happen with us. But even if we don't win the division, we can still make the playoffs. This game on Monday is going to be very important for seeding purposes with us and the Chargers in the playoffs. But we're okay. I just think that sometimes when we lose, this fan base can overreact a little bit. And that gets annoying, but that also lets me know that we have expectations, and there's nothing wrong with having expectations. But we'll be fine. Like it'll be okay.
I completely agree. Like I said, we definitely be okay. Like I said, it's a long season. Trust me, every fan base would love to be 17-0. Even the teams
Hmm.
that's not so good. But it's just unfortunately somebody got to win, somebody got to lose every week. So but so far we've won more than we lost.
Hmm.
And like we just continuously say, we've done much better as that team that got into the playoffs, and the wild card, maybe one home game, and then rolled. Because every time we had that top seed, whether it's 1 or 2, the furthest we've
Didn't
gone
matter.
is the conference championship. But the 2 Super Bowls we played on the road. We
Yeah.
played the wild card team, so maybe it's and the same thing happened 2012. Man, it was 9-2,
Mm.
lost 3 in a row. Almost ain't make it. Do that Chargers.
Lost. Yep. Lost. What? 4 of the last 5.
Yeah, shout out to Ray Rice getting that first down. And then, like I said, we beat the Giants, clinched the division, and rolled from that. So it could
Hmm.
be a similar type of thing, and it gives you a similar type of feel, so to say. So
It does.
yeah, a lot.
And you know what? I heard I think it's what's his name? James Jones. He's on the facility show with Acho and
Yeah.
Shady and
James
all.
Jones plays for
I
Packers.
believe I heard him say before that he liked and felt better about his Packers teams that was like 9-7 more than when they was like 15-1. He said because during the 9-7 seasons you go through so much, you experience so much adversity that you grow, and it prepares you for the playoffs. And he said, going 15-1, you might win games, you might blow blow people out. Then you might have games where you're eking out wins, but all everybody sees is 15-1, and you're not really paying attention to the flaws that you have to really address those. So it's not even all bad, not necessarily, like you said, having a number one seed or a number two seed because we've had it and that didn't get us Super Bowl. Now that doesn't mean you don't want it or don't want to try to get it, but when you look at the season, looking at how things are going, we know we're not in the running for that. We can still try to get the division, but even with that, if we got to go on a road, we got to go on a road. You know what I mean? We've had to go on a road plenty of times, and we were road warriors. So I don't. I mean, this is a different group of guys, but I don't think that matters. Just let's get in the playoffs and let's go.
Well said. And yeah, when they won the Super Bowl in 2010, they were 10-6. You're right. They won the game against the Bears to get in. I remember that vividly, and they rolled. So same could be saying similar thing. Like I said, our defense is tightening up at the right time. So yeah. Everybody watch the Thursday night game. Go Browns. Go Browns. So so we can don't be too far behind. Now they lose. Only put us a half a game back, and then like I said, we'll play them next month here on the 21st, and that would be essentially for the division. So
Hmm.
enjoy the NBA games. Go Thunder. Go Lakers for Shannon. Um,
Yeah,
college.
I don't see you taking those shots at my Lakers.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
no point on that, but yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just so happy Isaiah Hartenstein back, so I'm giving some grace with that. So enjoy the college games. It's getting close to that conference championship. And then the 12-team playoff. That's gonna be interesting. Coach
That's
Dion,
gonna be interesting.
shout out to Prime because you're doing your thing.
You think they're gonna make it?
If they win the Big 12, it's dicey because BYU only got one loss. So if BYU can catch an L, they'll have a case. They'll have a good case, but
Yeah.
it all depends. But they do have a very good shot. Like I said, man, he turned that team around. Everybody was cutting them last year, being 4-8. People have to remember he took over a 1-11 team.
Hmm.
And Colorado been terrible in football. Probably last time they probably been good when Jimmy Smith was there in 2000. It's 14 years ago.
Hmm.
So yeah, and Jimmy Smith even said not so long ago, man. He's like, man, Dion has changed the whole complexity. Like he said, man, I wish he was coaching when he played there. He said that. I forgot. I think he was
I
talking.
know they happy. I know they happy.
Yeah, I know he was. Yeah, because alumni. He was talking to Jamie Dukes on like one of more podcasts. He was like, man, he love everything about it. So definitely keep doing your thing, Brown. Fuck the haters. Overall, have a great weekend. Gladiator comes out tomorrow. I'm gonna try to see it this weekend with Denzel. Looks amazing from the trailer.
Mm.
And all I'm about to say, make sure y'all trade Talk Ravens all day, every day. I'm your host, Justin P, and from the lovely co-host of mine, Miss Shannon Finch, my MVP, $1 billion princess. A $1 billion queen. I'm gonna say queen because she's a grown ass woman. Love y'all, and I'm about to say enjoy the games. Y'all be safe out here. Doing your holiday shopping, and we'll see y'all Tuesday. Same bad time, bad channel. We
Good night. Bye, Justin.
out.